Hi everyone, welcome or welcome back to my channel. I'm Isabel and this is my library. In today's video, I bring you my November TBR. This is possibly my shortest TBR ever. And I think you'll notice or you'll see why as soon as I start telling you about my books. I'm excited to share with you all of these book club. I think the majority of the things I have planned on my TBR are book club reads. And that's why I've kept it very, very short, guys. I have 6 books on my TBR. Like, who am I? How is my TBR not a million books long? And the reason is we're getting close to the end of the year. I'm filming a lot of content. I have commitments that I need to make sure I follow up on. And I wanted to not overwhelm myself. As it is, I'm sure I'm not going to be able to finish all of these books this month simply because it's a lot. It's a lot, guys. Wait till you see some of these books that I'm going to be reading. I'm excited. I'm here to tell you everything I want to read in November. I know November is a short month. I know November has Thanksgiving and I have that entire week off, and there's a lot happening in November, but I'm going to make it a point to get through all my books. I also need to tell you that although we're right at the beginning of November, I still am carrying over a couple books. I have, I think, 3 books that I'm in the middle of. You know, I'm always in the middle of a couple books. I think 3 or 4 books are carrying over. So, and I'm not going to tell you what those are. They're just books that I was not able to finish in October, and I'm trying to finish because I'm midway through them, halfway through them. So I have to finish those first before I can tackle this TBR. So I'm going to go ahead and start telling you what I'm reading and why I'm reading it. And of course, I'll tell you a little bit about each of these books. So the first 2 that I'm going to talk to you about, I don't have them physically just yet. I have ordered them and I think they're coming in later this week. So the first thing that I'm going to be reading is going to be for Gabby's book club, the book troop, and that is Matchmaking for Psychopaths by Tasha Coriel. And this looks so fun, guys. And I'm also looking at it here on my iPad, but it's so adorable. And this sounds like it's going to be a lot of fun. So basically, what I know is that in this book, we are following a protagonist who gets broken up with or cheated on by her significant other, like her fiance or whatnot. And I think it's like he cheats on her with her best friend, right? So she's left without a fiance and without a best friend. So she's clearly like devastated or whatnot. And then she starts this business, I think. I'm trying to see. Yeah, so she finds this business of matchmaking like psychopaths. That's like what it is. Eventually she meets like a new guy and she starts dating him, and she meets like a new friend that she starts to get close to. But one day it says that there's a human heart that appears on her doorstep. And that's when things get crazy. And I think this is going to be so much fun. I think it's over the top. I think it's a little bit silly. I think it's a little bit unhinged. And I really, really think I'm going to like it. I've never read anything by this author before, but I'm very excited to try it out. So the next thing that I'm planning on reading is Futility by Nuzo Ono. I think that's how you pronounce that. And talk about covers, guys. This cover is insane. So I'm reading this because it is part of the Literally Dead book club, which is a book club that Kayla runs from Books and Lala. So that's the reason I'm going to pick this one up. And I think this one has to do with like cannibalism or something like that. I'm not really sure. But I know that there's a girl who runs like a restaurant. It's in Nigeria and she runs a restaurant. And I think it has to do with like an unhinged like main character or something like that. And there's like a secret ingredient in her special pepper soup or something like that. So, and based on this cover, I mean, look at that cover with that meat and the eyeballs. So I think this promises to be like fun. I think these 2 books are both kind of fun, like unhinged woman kind of fun books. So I'm excited to get them. The covers are so beautiful. I can't wait to get them. They're still in the mail for me. They haven't arrived just yet. But I can't wait. I can't wait to get started on those. So those are the books that I currently do not have in my possession. And then these other ones I do have. So I'm also going to be reading this month Blood on Her Tongue by Joanna Van Veen. And it's been a while that I've been wanting to get to this one, and finally I'm going to be able to read it this month. So, this one I'm reading because Jen from Literary Love 123, who's here on BookTube, she picked this as her November selection for her book club. And I want to participate and I want to get to it. And I love a good vampire book. I've heard great things about this one. I know it's like a historical horror. I think it's historical horror. And it has Lucy, and Lucy is one of the Dracula characters, right? So I'm thinking it has a little bit to do with that. Again, I'm going to try to go blindly into this, but I really hope I like it. I've heard great things about the language, and I think it's going to be nice. I know it's like gothic, which I really love, and yeah, I think it'll be a perfect fall read. So the next thing that I will be reading this month is 3/5 by John Vircher. And I received this from Celadon, and Celadon was gracious enough to send this copy to me for review. And I will be reading this with a group of other readers. It's a really cool project that they have, and I've done this before in the past. Basically, it's from Celadon Reader, and what they do is they pair you up with other readers and reviewers, and you exchange information with them, and you basically do a buddy read with these people that review books and such. So I got paired up with, I believe, four other people on Instagram, and we're like gonna get ready to start reading this, and it should be a lot of fun because we get to like have our own little book club this month with our copies of 3/5 by John Vircher. So basically, this has a very interesting premise. So in this, we are following a main character named Bobby, who, and this takes place in 1995. And I love reading things set in the 90s or the 80s. So I already like that. And basically, we're following a main character named Bobby, and Bobby has passed for white his entire life, right? So he's 22 years old. He has a black father that he never met and a white mother that he has like I think a troublesome relationship with. And basically, he was raised by his maternal grandfather, who's not a great man. Like he's like a racist or something. And so he has hidden his entire life the fact that um his father's black. Like nobody knows that he's been passing his entire life. So then it says here that his best friend, who just was released from prison, has come back, and he's like this white supremacist person. So you can imagine, like, this is gonna probably take quite a toll, right? So I think this is going to be very, very interesting. I think I'm gonna like a lot of the conversations that happen here. And in addition to receiving 3/5 from Celadon Books, the author, John Vircher, was kind enough to also send me a copy of his other book, which I think is called Devil is Fine. So I actually have another book by this author that the author himself sent me for review. So I look forward to, at some point or another later on after I read this one, pick up his other one. But this sounds so intriguing. I believe this is out already. I don't think this is an arc anymore. I think we got them at the beginning of this month, but I think this is out already. So I'm very, very interested in the premise of this. And I'm interested also as maybe using this in my AP Lit class. So I have to see if it's going to be something that I can actually teach. I can't wait to like figure out if this will be a nice match for my AP Lit class. Next on my list is the next book I'm going to be reading with my best friend Angela for our own little besties book club, and that is The 7.5 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle by Stuart Turton. And this is lengthy, guys. This one is a lengthy book. And you guys know this has been on 1,000,001 TBRs for me. Finally, the only way I think I can like make things get out of my TBR is if I make it a buddy read or something. So Angela decided, hey, let's go ahead and read this together. And she actually started already. She's ahead of me. So she's already well into this, and she's been enjoying it. So I've wanted to read this for so long. I've had it on a bunch of TBRs, and I also had it as a part of my 23 to read in 23 or something like that. So it would help me fulfill that if I could. And basically, I know I've talked about this before, but very briefly, in this book, we are following this masquerade ball, right? That is happening in this English countryside. And Evelyn Hardcastle dies. Like, she will die at that masquerade party. And I think the person who's investigating is then going to jump. So it's like a time travel thing, which I love. Hello. And it's like portal fiction, right? And he's able to jump into the bodies of the different people that witnessed the murder or who were there at the event or whatnot, and you're able to see the same event unfolding from different perspectives. I love that. That's something that I really, really love. So I think I'm gonna enjoy that a lot. And I've heard wonderful things about this book, and I think it's something that I would really like because it's a murder mystery with a speculative element. What's better than that? Like, I love murder mysteries and I love a speculative twist or whatnot, so I think this is going to be a lot of fun. And then the last thing on my list. Oh my god! The last thing on my list is a buddy read that I'm going to be doing with some booktube friends. D from the Reading Room 1972, Michelle from Literary Me, and my husband. He's also doing the buddy read with us, guys. And that book is 11/22/63. Do you see? Do you see why I have only 6 books on my TBR? This is why, guys. This is why. This has been on my TBR for so long. I've been wanting to read this. I think I'm gonna love it because of, first, we're following an English teacher. That's me. We're following an English teacher. It involves time traveling. It involves trying to solve like a mystery or prevent like something from happening. So I love that. And it's Stephen King. Like, and honestly, I've heard so many people say that this is their favorite Stephen King. And I know with Stephen King, it's all like, yeah, well, I love things that are more mystery, or I love things that are more horror, or I love his sci fi things, or I love his, everyone has their preference of what kind of King they love, right? But I've heard so many people say this is the perfect King book because it showcases his ability to have these multi-dimensional characters, his ability to make us feel things, his ability to scare us, to impress us. So, I think it's so versatile. I think that's what it is, that this book has versatility in its genres and its themes and everything. That I really do think that we get to see him shining, like in his writing. So I cannot wait. I heard this has a really good love story too, which should be interesting. And yeah, I really want to prioritize this month. So it is like 900 pages, maybe more. Yeah, like it's about 900 pages. So this, not gonna lie, scares me. And I'm fully aware I may not get to read practically anything this month. If I'm able to finish the 3 books that I'm currently working on. Like, I'm in the middle of 3 books. So I'm able to finish those and I'm able to finish this, I'll be happy. And I want to read longer books. It's a thing that a lot of times when you are a content creator, when you have your Goodreads, challenges or goals that you set up, you want to read more. I've always wanted to read a lot because there's so many books I want to read and I know I'm running out of time to read them. I'm only going to be alive so long. So I obviously want to make the most of my reading, but a lot of times I do feel that because of that, I don't prioritize long books. I kind of push long books to the side and I say, I think I'd rather read 2 or 3 more books this month than read this very, very long one. So I don't want to do that. And I'm at the point where I'm at the ending of the year already. I've already completed my Goodreads goal. I've been sharing so many books with you each month, and I think I'm good. I want to read a lot to be able to review a lot of books for you. I mean, that's what I do here on BookTube. I review books, but I also want to read things that I want to read and not say, I don't want to read this primarily because it's going to take too long and I'm not going to be able to read 3 other things. And the time I could have read 4 books, I'm only going to read 1. And that's okay. I'm trying to be better about that, and I'm gonna be better about it next year too, about reading things that I want to read regardless of, their length. And I have read some lengthier things this year, a couple things that normally I wouldn't read. I've read genres I normally wouldn't read. So I've been trying to push myself, and I think that's one of the many things that I love about being on booktube, that I want to read a variety of things. So I push myself with longer books or books that are outside of my comfort zone, and video projects and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm excited to read this. My husband has already started and he's really enjoying it, and I think I'm going to enjoy it too. I do want to take my time with it. I want to not rush this. I know I will probably read a lot of it audio and a lot of it physically as well, but I know I'm going to be pairing this up with the audio. So as soon as I'm done with my current audiobook right now, I'll go ahead and pick this up, and then I'll do like a tandem, read. Like when I can read physically, I will read physically, and when I have to read um on audio because I'm doing a million things, I will do that too. But yeah, I'm excited for this one. And that's pretty much it, guys. Those are the 6 books that I have on my TBR for this month. As always, I'll pick up something if I want to read it, or if it strikes my fancy, or if it comes into my library and all of a sudden I want to read it, that. But this is my very flexible TBR. And I can't believe it. It's November, and then I only have one more TBR for December, and I'm done with this year. This is wild how quickly the year is ending. And yeah, I'm excited for more fall books, and I'm excited to kind of get to some of these books that I've been wanting to read for such a long time, and some new releases too that I'm pretty excited about, like those 2 that I still have yet to receive. So that's pretty much me and my TBR for November. Have you read any of these books? Tell me, are you participating in some of these other book clubs and reading some of the same things I'm reading? Let me know. Maybe you want to join me for some of these buddy reads or these book club reads. I would love to have you join me. And if you've read any of them, let me know if you like them, or you think I'll love them or hate them. And thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate you being here. And please make sure you like this video and subscribe to my channel if you're not subscribed yet. I really, really appreciate every single one of you. And I look forward to talking to you in the next one. Bye.